Hello artist, Miss Larrabee here. I have a project for us today that I think is a lot of fun. It's based off one of my favorite books, The Day the Crayons Quit. I bet a lot of you are familiar with this book. Maybe you have it at home. If you haven't read the book before, I have a link that you can listen to me read the book, or you can check out on YouTube with an adult's help. There's a lot of links where people will read the book for you, which is really cool. The book is about a boy named Duncan and the day that his crayons decide to tell him just how they feel. There's a lot of different emotions that these crayons might be feeling. Our project today is going to be based on using line to do this. I want you guys to think for just a minute all the different ways that we've used line so far this year. We did line to add pattern and add texture. We've used line to make shapes and how even our letters are made out of lines. We looked at different lines around us. This time we're going to use line to show emotion or expression. Think for just a minute about what you see on these crayons' faces. This is the cover of the book. Think also about what it looks when you make a face. Maybe right now take a moment and look in the mirror, or grab someone else that's in the home with you and ask them to make some funny faces with you. Okay, so make a happy face, and then maybe make a sad face. And maybe make a surprise face, and then make a silly face. I wish I could see your silly faces right now. I bet you guys have some good ones. I want you to think as you're making those faces, as you're looking at yourself in the mirror or somebody else that's at home with you, look at these crayons in the picture. What are things about your face that changes with the different emotions that you're showing? You can see in the crayons here that their eyebrows change and their mouths are different. And I also observe that their eyes are even different sometimes. And the same is true for us when we're making faces. Our eyebrows change, our mouths change. Sometimes our eyes change. They could be really wide or they could be closed. There's one thing on the face that generally doesn't change a whole lot. And I'll give you a hint. These crayons don't have it at all. Do you guys see what they're missing on their faces? I bet somebody just said nose. Yes, nose doesn't seem to change a whole lot when we make faces, unless you made a very silly face. And then I could totally see some of you guys doing something really funny with your nose. But for now, we're going to leave that off. It doesn't make a lot of change to the faces. So here's what our project's going to look like today. You need a pencil and an eraser. And we're going to go through each of these steps together. So don't worry about it. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to move this out of the way. And here's my sheet of paper. It kind of takes up the whole screen, so there's my paper. The first step is going to be to draw rectangles on your paper. And if you've got to listen to the book, then you know that not all the crayons are the same size. There's some tall, skinny ones. And then there's some that are kind of short. Mr. Blue Crayon, he gets used a lot. I'm going to add another one down here. Try to add, let's see, what number could we count to? Let's add 10 rectangles to our page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys count with me. 6. Make this guy really tall. 7. 8. Can I fit 10 on here? I bet I can. Ooh, let's see, I'm going to try right here. 9. And where do I have some space? I have space right here. 10. All right, so we have our rectangles, which will be the body of our crayon. And now we're going to add some triangles on top. 1, 2, you guys can't see those, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 crayons on our paper now. All right. We're going to start adding some faces. If you have the book, you could take a look at the book while you're working. Here, I'll start up here. If not, let's work along together. And let's try to name some of the faces that we have. Oh, I'm going to set my eraser to the side. I don't know that I'm really going to need it, but I wanted to have it just in case. All right, let's try this first. We're going to make, let's try this one. Eyebrows are up. Oh, and his eyes are closed. And he's making this funny face. Something like this. It's just lines. It's curved lines, it's straight lines. rounded lines. I'm taking some of these ideas from what I see in the book because we're practicing, right? We're not trying to copy the illustrator's artwork, but we are using it to practice, to learn some things about line that he already knows. Here's another one. His eyebrows are straight across, and he has two little dots here. Oh, and then look at this mouth. I'm going to color it in with my pencil. Yeah, he looks like he's talking to somebody about something. He's not so sure about it. Here's a guy. He looks like he's a little unsure. His eyebrows, sometimes in books they even say their eyebrows were knotted. This is kind of what I imagine that would look like. And then his eyes are kind of round. Oh, and maybe a little bit unsure on his face. All right, here's one. This guy has a lot to say. We're going to look at another example of a knotted eyebrow, some swirly line like this. And he has two eyes, but watch this, just a change in the mouth. His mouth is open, and he is talking to someone. All right, let's try this guy. He just looks like he is unsure, or maybe sleepy. What do you guys think? He also looks like he has some words to share. Oh, here's a happy guy. So instead of curving the lines down like they're closed, I'm curving the lines up like he's smiling, and his eyes, he smiled so much that his eyes have kind of curved. Isn't that interesting how curved lines down can give a sadder or sleepy appearance, and curved lines up can give that laughter kind of look. Just a small, simple change. All right, here's a guy who looks not totally happy. What gives it away? What do you guys think? These eyebrows, man, they're sharp at an edge. His mouth looks unsure. All right, I just want to try something. If I curve their eyebrows a little more, I don't think you made him look happier. But what if I open the mouth like this and give him some little lines like that? Well, it kind of changed the mood of his face, didn't it? Yeah, okay, let's try one more together. Well, let's see. Oh, I really think this is interesting. This is something the illustrator did in the book. He added, instead of eyebrows around the edge, he added these lines to the side occasionally. It kind of could give maybe a sleepy or a tired look. In this case, this crayon was pleading about something in the book. So he's talking. But here's another example. We're going to do the same thing. This time, he's going to have more of a smile on his face. Those lines could also be sad or worried or happy, both ways. All right, we have one more square down here. I want you guys to make up your own face. I want to see you do something, I don't know, whatever you would like. Maybe choose one of these eyes that you really liked drawing. Try that one again. Let's see, I think I'm going to make one big eyebrow and two little eyes. And he's just looking like, oh, I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day, maybe. He doesn't look unhappy, right? Yeah, but yeah. All right, so here we go. We have all of our faces drawn. There's something else expressive about these crayons. Let's go back and look at the cover of the book again. Their hands are also very expressive. In most cases, their feet are the same, but one guy, he's kind of kicking back with his foot to the side. All right, so let's add some hands and some legs that would look expressive as well. All right, I want you to take a look before I remove the book. Their arms are just kind of curved or straight lines, right? And then their hands are also just lines. Looks like they have about 3 fingers on each hand. Just kind of some squiggle lines. Nothing too big, right? All right, so let's try a couple of different expressions. Let's choose a face. I'll start over here. I'm going to have him put his hands on his hip. So I just do a curved line, and then I'm just going to add 3 fingers. Curved line, 3 little fingers. And he's just going to be standing. All right. Maybe this next guy here, he's got his arms crossed. What would it look like? One arm this way, fingers. One arm this way. It's okay if they bump into each other, fingers. Oh, arms crossed, or maybe he's holding his belly. All right, here's this one. Oh, he is pointing to something. I'm going to make him one long finger. And then he's got his hand on his hip. He's like, look over there, people. Maybe I'm going to spread his legs apart a little when I draw them so it looks like he's standing firm about something. All right, let's try this guy. I'm going to have this guy, he's just going to be going in the other direction like he's trying to show us something. Look over here, people. Did you miss this? All right, how about this one? What do you think? What's this emotion that you see? Think about how the arms would go. I'm going to have this one putting his hand up on his head and then just straight out to the side, like he's declaring something. What is going on? What is happening? All right, this one, oh, he's laughing. Oh, this would have worked for laughing maybe. He's got his hands across the front. Let's do it on this one too. So see how his curved line just goes straight across his body? What if I make it a little more loose and I have the curve go out from the body? Does it look a little bit more like this crayon's laughing and his arms are loose by his side versus tight across the side like something might be the matter? Even just that small change in the same motion gives you a little bit different feeling for what you're trying to show. All right, let's see. This guy, oh, he's a happy guy. Let's see. I think he's going to have his hands up, and it's like he's cheering. Yay! This is me today. I'm so happy to do art with you. Woohoo! All right, and then how about this one? He's going to be saying, he's whispering. So he has his hand up to his mouth, like he has it cupped around the edge of his mouth. And maybe he's pointing over to something. He's saying, I've got to tell you something. In the book, one of the crayons tells Duncan something. Something that he's speaking on behalf of the other crayons. Okay, this guy, he's going to be saying, please. I'm going to show both his hands over to the side. And this hand's going to join over here. Like he has his hands together. And he's saying, please, please listen. All right, and then our last one. All right, this is yours. Let me see. We've practiced several different hands, different ways that the arms could be. Oh, I didn't really change my legs up. Maybe this guy. I'm going to have him change his legs. So one leg straight and the other one's kicked to the side, kind of like this. And he's going to have his hands on his hips. Like, I've been waiting for you. Something like that. All right, we filled up our page, and it's kind of fun to see them all on the same page. They almost tell their own story, don't they? Maybe you'd want to add a story to it. Start telling them. You could go just like you read a story from left to right. You could read the characters and decide what's going on inside your story. We're going to talk in just a minute about some ways that we can add color to it on the next video. I hope you guys had fun drawing.